folks, Todd Hudak. Listen, I got another tip for you. I don't know if you ever went to a baseball game, but you notice that the player comes up and they got the whole board. I mean, this thing could be half the size of a football field, and it shows every single stat on that particular baseball player. We know how they hit a curveball. We know how they hit certain pitchers. We have so much data collection on a professional baseball player, that it's amazing that when they take the swing, the minute they take the swing, that guy's life stats are updated. Okay? And they watch these tapes and they play them back and forth and they coach them. Everything they're looking for is areas of improvement. In my business, I travel all the time as a consultant. I go to multiple businesses. What blows me away is how many dealerships or how many businesses that I work with that don't even goal set or even track their sales team. Unbelievable. Here's the deal. You know, I used to jokingly say, hey, if you aim for nothing, you'll probably hit it dead on the head. Okay? So many people have no goals, no vision. Do you know that 3%ers are the 3%ers that set goals and they achieve them? If you write it down, if you track yourself, if you coach yourself, you're going to be able to achieve goals. It just blows me away. I don't know if you're an Alice in Wonderland kind of fan. She comes to a Y in the road, and there's that Cheshire Cat just sitting there. Okay, so she turns around and goes to him. She says, "Which way should I go?" And she can go either left or right. And he says, "Well, where are you going?" And she says, "Well, I don't know." Then he says, "Well, then it doesn't really matter which way you go." Okay? Because if you don't know where you're going, it doesn't matter whether you go left or whether you go right. What I want you to do, get out a piece of paper, get out a pen, and sit down and start backtracking your sales. So here's the deal. If you sell somebody, I need you to say, okay, that's a sold. How many people do you have to say, I'll buy? How many people do you have to shake a hand with before somebody buys? So if you sell one and you propose to 10 people, right? And of the 10, one buys. So there you go. You're a 10% closer based on people in front of you. Then you need to backtrack and say, how many people do I need to talk to on the phone? How many people do I need to contact in order to shake 10 hands? You may say, I got to talk to 10 people to shake one hand. Well, there you have it. If you talk to 10 people, you're going to shake one hand. Then you got to turn around and take it back one more step and say, you know what, in order for me to talk to 10 people, how many times do I need to dial the phone? Maybe I'm finding that if you're good at data collection, you're running about 20%. So that means if you make 10 dials, you're probably going to talk to 2 people. Okay? So if you need to talk to 10 people in order to get one appointment, does that tell you how many phone calls you need to make? So what I need you to think about, and that may be in one category called fresh opportunities, people that maybe you haven't really done any business with. Okay? Then you have repeat business. How many people do you need to talk to that you've sold a product before in order to sell another one? So I sell a customer that bought from me before. How many of those people do I need to shake hands with in order to sell one? How many people do I need to talk to produce the handshakes? I know that this sounds a little overwhelming, but I'm going to tell you something right now. I tracked myself from every single moment to when I sold a car. I got very good to know that my conversion rates, you know, if it took me 5 days to convert a phone call and I only have 1 day left in the month to hit a sales opportunity, then really by making phone calls, I'm really prospecting for the next month. It's not going to impact my close. I used to know that, hey, if I could talk to a repeat customer, I can convert a repeat customer in 1 to 2 days. So I have 2 days left to sell. Am I going to start making phone calls, or am I going to talk to people that bought from me before? Of course, you're going to talk to people that bought from you before. I was sitting there and I watched a salesperson that normally sells, this was at a car dealership, normally sells 20 cars. It was like the 22nd of the month, and this guy's got 3 units out. He is so far off his game, it's unreal. So I turn around and I'm talking to the managers and I said, look, what are you going to do with the guy? And they go, well, we're just going to tell him to get his head straight and sell cars. Here's the deal. When you're on fire, you don't need training, okay? If you sell 20 cars and you're on fire, go, run, but track it. If you only have 3 cars, it's the tracking that says, hey, you're shortcutting your interview process. Hey, you're shortcutting your presentation. Then we can coach you. There was nothing we could do for that guy sitting at 3 that normally sells 20 other than say, suck it up and get your head right. What a shame. Hopefully you're tracking you, and hopefully your management team is tracking you as well. You owe it to yourself. You got to know where you are in order to get where you want to be. Thank you. Appreciate you watching. Todd Hudak.